All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Marapow. We are going to move on to Running Start. And I saw a lot of questions were being asked about Running Start. So this is great that we're moving on. And so let's get started about what is Running Start. Running Start is where students can take a community college class at any of the state community colleges and earn both college and high school credit. They can take classes in person, online, or hybrid. So any of the offerings that the college has, students are welcome to do. There is a lot more online classes now after COVID. Also, they've gone to a lot of hybrid classes. That is where students can take a class and they may be in class 1 or 2 days a week, but then the rest of the class is done online. And so there's a lot more flexibility with taking classes now through the community college. Students must be a high school junior or senior and meet the English 101 placement requirement and be in a public high school. If a student is looking to do math and some math-based sciences, there is a math placement requirement as well. So we are lucky here at Shorewood. We are so close to Shoreline Community College. And so we have about 230 to 250 students participate in Running Start each year. That number also is with now having so many online courses, students can take classes at other community colleges and don't necessarily need to go there because they're taking them online as well. 30 to 50 students each year are full-time Running Start students, which means they're not taking any courses here and they're fully at the community college. And then each year out of that group of students who does Running Start, we have 2 to 5 students that earns their 2 years associate degree. They have gone full-time both their junior and senior year and have worked really hard to earn that 2-year degree at the community college. So with Running Start, once students decide to participate in the program, they're really making a decision to manage 2 school systems. We are in the semester system, as you know, and the community college is on the quarter system. And so they don't always align. And students need to kind of manage those calendars and schedules. So this diagram kind of shows how they don't always align. For example, we just had midwinter break. Well, the college doesn't have midwinter break. Our spring breaks don't usually line up with the community college. So students need to think about that and be able to manage just those different schedules. Also, the different days of the week, if they're planning to take classes in person, they need to be able to make sure that matches with their coursework here. So it's just being able to manage those 2 different calendars and days and just be aware that each school has their own calendar and it's up to the student to make those schedules work, not up to the college or the high school. Now we're here to help. Your counselor will totally talk with you about how you can make that work, but we do have to figure out what schedule you can manage. How the credits, how we kind of balance out the credits of like how many classes would you take here, how many would you take there. We mentioned some students are full-time, they don't take anything here. They can take a full schedule then at the college. A full schedule at the college is considered 15 credits. Students are able to take a little more on a case by case, but usually that's 15 credits. You can kind of see here, this kind of helps shows like how many credits could I take depending on how many classes I take. If a student is taking a full 6 period schedule here, they can still take up to 6 credits at the college. I think probably what's one of our most popular schedules, I guess, is that students will maybe take 4 classes here at Shorewood, and then they might take 10 credits or about 2 classes over at the college. That tends to be a pretty popular schedule. The other one that's probably popular is 2 classes here and 2 to 3 classes at the college per quarter. And kind of provides a nice balance if students want to still take some classes here or still be at high school and see their friends here a little bit. But this kind of shows how we balance out the credits here to the college. And then how the credits work is they have a little different credits than we do, but this is how it transfers over. So for example, an English 101 class or a math course at the college, those are always usually 5 credit courses. That comes over here as 1.0 or one whole credit. That's like a year's worth of credit in that subject. So if a student takes English 101 for fall quarter and they pass the course, they would get 5 credits at the community college for that. And then at the high school, they would get 1.0 or year's worth of English credit for that course. Many of the core, what we consider core classes, are 5 credits. There are some classes that are different, like the 4 or 3 credits. That's a little unusual, but there are some, and you can see how those credits transfer over. The other piece is that there are 2 credit PE classes. Those are pretty common, and that comes over as 0.4 credits. This just kind of shows you, because it's a good question that students ask, is, how much credit will I get per class? So this table can be helpful. So Running Start provides a lot of benefits. It's tuition free. Students do have to pay for class fees and books, but Shoreline and the state pay for the tuition, which can be a big money saver. It's a head start on college. It's variety, flexibility, and schedule, variety of classes maybe that you can't get here at Shorewood. If you go on campus, it can be a new social environment. You're there with different age groups, different people, if you're taking classes on campus. Things to consider is the pace of a course. Each quarter at the college is just 10 weeks long. So that's pretty quick. You can't get behind. Things move pretty quickly at the college. Classes take place off of Shorewood campus, even if you're doing hybrid or online, you're not being taught here. And so just knowing that it's not that same environment. Transportation, we do not provide transportation. But again, we're really lucky because Shoreline is so close. But if students drive, we have students going to Edmonds, to North, Bellevue Community College, you name it, because maybe they're taking classes online or even driving there. And then, like I mentioned, the costs, there are definitely some costs with Running Start. It's usually between $100 and $200 in fees for each quarter because we take care of the tuition, but also books can be expensive, so just be aware of that. If a student is on free and reduced lunch, the college can definitely help with fees and books as well. So that shouldn't be a barrier. And then knowing that there's less academic support is just something for students always to consider about what type of student are they? What kind of supports do they need? The community colleges all have tutoring centers, but students really have to reach out, make appointments. The teacher's not going to be checking in with them, not making sure they're doing their work. And so just being honest about what type of student each kid is and knowing what's appropriate and what the best fit is. So Running Start can be great for the right student. It just is personal preference and what's best for each student. So the Running Start program is a Washington State program. Washington State public universities have agreed to take these credits. So if a student does Running Start and they go to a Washington State public university, they are guaranteed to have those credits transferred. Private and out-of-state colleges do not have this agreement with us, and so they get to determine how and if they take these credits. Most Washington privates will take these credits because they want to keep in line with our public institutions. But when you go out of state, it really is a case-by-case basis for private and out-of-state schools. So just be aware of that when you are considering the Running Start program. Some students take Running Start because they just want to like have the college experience, or they need a different environment in high school, and that's okay. It's just being aware of, if you are specifically looking at this to take college credit with you to the university, being aware of where you're looking to go, will those credits actually transfer or not?